The Battle of Dover continues. It's been over a year since the rate of illegal entry into this country has gone crazy. Of course, over the last few decades, we've already had, on a regular basis, a number of illegal boats coming into Dover and other places, but it was always slightly under control. Slightly. But over the last year or so, last summer we saw a massive rate. This summer is going to get worse, and we've already seen it's only June, and the numbers are higher than before, ever before. But one big problem right now is this country is having a massive debate about the Freedom Date, 21st of June, ending all the restrictions that we had with lockdown, with social distancing, with face masks, and considering SAGE and the scientists around the government simply rely on number of cases, even though there are a number of questions around how these cases are identified, because some of these tests, of course, they're not accurate, and a lot of times they should not be recorded in that sense. But if the number of cases go up and they freak out, even if the ICU level is not high, even if the death rate is not high, the government freaks out. Now, if they are really concerned about this, because they want to, at this point, extend the uneasing of the lockdown measures, if they're really concerned, they would do something about Dover, because clearly we are having a big problem. They're now reporting that the Channel Migrants are bringing in more cases. They are testing more positive than ordinary people in this country. Now, at this rate, the way things are going, if they are bringing in the illegal migrants, and now we know from last week, a few days ago, that the border force are actually going to France and they're picking them up, bringing them in anyway, and then they test them, and then they test positive. Of course, they're not socially distancing on the boats anyway, and then they wonder why SAGE are freaking out. This is the problem that you created. Now, initially, the whole thing started because of China, but then the governments and politicians, including this country, are creating this mess, and then they're blaming it on ordinary people. The majority of people out there are just living their lives. They're obeying most of the time. They're just doing what they've been told. Yet we can't continue having a normal life because this happens on a daily basis. Now, on this channel on Sunday, I'm going to have a big interview for you guys around this topic as well. So make sure to tune in. But the latest that we have on this report that the illegal migrants are bringing in more cases. One issue is that they're talking about the army barracks. so in Kent, we got this army barracks that they're housing the asylum seekers and illegal migrants. Lefties kicked off last week saying, "Oh, this place is not really good for them," and now they're saying that it's not safe. Well, of course it's not safe, but it's not. They're trying to use that as an example, as an excuse to say that we should move them somewhere else. It's not the actual building. It's not the walls or the doors that are not safe. It's just the way that they are behaving in there. They're not socially distancing. There's obviously, of course, you put everyone in the same area, but they're just trying to find excuses to just attack, because it's all about these left-wing activist lawyers trying to find ways to make everything comfortable for these illegal migrants, even though they haven't even contributed to our society. Now, the numbers are quite interesting when it comes to these the positive cases. So 20 times higher the cases from the illegal migrants compared to the UK population as a whole. So considering in this country right now, the cases are quite low, despite a small jump that we've seen over the last week or so. But even on busier days for channel crossings, that means that about 3% of arrivals are testing positive. The rate in the UK population currently is 0.16%, which is 1 in 630 people. Wow, when it comes to this story, there are a lot of other things I want to tell you guys, but I can't post them on YouTube because undoubtedly it will be deleted again. So if you want to watch the full and uncensored version of this, head over to mytousi.co.uk so you can watch this and have access to a lot more